Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I'm going to get the health mamas in here. Let's see. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. You know we're talking all about postpartum fitness after birth.
How are
Hi, Dr.
you?
Maria. How are you?
Yes.
It's so good to meet you. I've been following you for so long, and I was like, I keep getting all these questions about postpartum fitness. I go live. I was like, let me just reach out and see if she wants to hop on to help dispel some myths, help people to realize that there are resources out here that they don't have to, just rush to do everything, but also like do it safely, soundly. So I would love if Hey from Boston, y'all drop in where y'all are tuning in from. It's my normal Q&A, but I do have a guest today, Dr. Maria from the Health Mamas, and we're going to talk about all about postpartum fitness after birth, not rushing the snapback. It's okay to, she ain't showing you. She look amazing over here. I see her with her toddler, and I'm sitting over here, but there's a safe way to do so. So I just want to let the community know as well. But just drop in where you're tuning in from, what questions you may have. This, you over here at Pump with Purpose. You know that I'm very loose, transparent. So just drop it in. We're very low key. We're just gonna answer questions as they come in. But I got some, just some myths or a bunch of questions I get, so we can do that. We don't have anything planned per se. We didn't script anything out. We don't do that over here. But I do want Dr. Maria to tell us about yourself, you call it a practice. What is it? What's the appropriate terminology?
Call me Maria, number one. Please call me. I appreciate it, but I'm Maria. I'm super laid back. I'm here. But so I'm a health mama. I'm a virtual instructor. I'm an occupational therapist by profession. I trained maybe 10, 11 years ago. It's been so long now. But I became specialized in pelvic floor therapy. And I'm also a pre and postnatal fitness specialist. And I also just became a certified nutritionist. So I offer a holistic approach for moms and moms to be. So I work from pregnancy throughout. I do in person as well. I'm located in Cincinnati, Ohio. I see it's a bunch of people from everywhere, but I do offer virtual services as well. But I got into this when I had my baby boy. He's 2 now. He just turned 2 last month. And I knew I wanted to keep working out, throughout pregnancy. I know it's safe. But I wanted to keep working out and then guide other women on ways to work out as well, because there's so much misinformation out there. And so I really wanted to be that resource that I wish I had during pregnancy and postpartum. So here I am 2 years later, going strong.
Yeah. I've been looking because I didn't, once I worked out, when I was actively pumping, I didn't work out, but I've been taking a sneak peek at some of your website, seeing all the goodies out there on because I used to be a size 2. I'm nowhere near size 2 right now. So, but I am ready to lightly get back into it safely. So just ready, even I don't know all the right terminology. I've been seeing different places talking about correct me on terminology, the diastasis recti. Diastasis recti.
Yeah, you are. A simple way is just say abdominal separation. That's
I love it. So I would love talk to, does it happen more of a C-section? I was like, I just got so many questions. So we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna I see some questions already coming in from the community, so we're gonna make sure we catch people as they're in here in case they have follow-up questions. Hey from Pakistan. So the first one I have here, is it a myth that nursing/pumping helps you to lose weight? I feel like I gain weight instead of the other way around.
There's some research backing that nursing can help you to lose weight, but every mom's journey is different. It's really hard to say it's definitely one way or another, because your diet plays a role in that as well, and just your general metabolism plays a role. But there is some research supporting that nursing or pumping does help to lose weight.
Awesome. So I got another question in here: how to lose weight without impacting milk supply substantially?
So this is so
waste no time trying to like.
But I'm so glad that whoever asked this, I'm so glad you asked that. There is so much information out there for moms who want to focus on weight loss to cut the calories. And I try my hardest to preach, do not cut your calories while you are trying to lose weight after having birth or after giving birth. Number one, your body needs that energy, right? Just for motherhood, because your energy is completely depleted. But number two, you also need to meet those calories for nursing or pumping or whatever your journey is. You need those calories. And so make sure number one, you're eating enough calories. Number two, make sure you're staying hydrated, and exercise will not impact your pumping or your nursing journey at all. I nursed for 12 months and then started pumping after that for a few more months, and I worked out the entire time, and there was no negative impact on my supply whatsoever.
So where do you think the negative, as I'm, where do you think the negative impact comes from when people, do they not, they cut too many calories? Do they work out too much? Like, what do you think like this thing of like working out messes with your milk supply? Like where do you think where should they try what not to do if they do see, people do see a negative impact?
So like I said, diet plays a huge role, and also hydration. So making sure you're drinking enough water, eating enough hydrating foods like strawberries, watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumber, celery, those types of things, making sure you're incorporating a lot of that, those hydrating foods into your diet. I know, like my first few months, it was a blur, honestly. And I forgot to eat sometimes, and you're just all over the place. And so I think a lot of that does come from diet. Diet plays a major role in that.
But in nursing or pumping, it burns calories. Like people don't realize they're already burning calories on top of it. So I feel like I gained more weight. Like I look back at my Instagram, like, and when I was still actively like pumping a bunch and bringing up 30, 40 ounces a day, I was smaller than I am now because I slowed down with pumping, but I didn't slow down eating. The are always there when I just
and it's what you eat too,
all the time.
You know what I mean? So you absolutely don't want to cut your calories, but I'm not saying go eat a bunch of random food. You know what I mean? Like you want to eat whole foods, you want to eat nutrients dense foods. Because your calorie intake is higher. So you want to make sure that you're getting as much nutritional value as possible. So watching what you eat. Snacking happens. I'm not going like saying that's a bad, you know what I mean? That's a bad thing. But just being more aware. Especially if your goal is to lose weight.
Yes. So I got some questions for Pump with Purpose. I'm going to save those. I just want to keep mindful of Maria's time. So any of pumping related questions, hold on for me. We're going to roll through, make sure we get through all the postpartum fitness questions first, and I'll stay on afterwards. If you all have anything for me, I'll come back up. So what are the best exercises for mommy wrist to get rid of that pinched nerve pain? First, can you explain mommy wrist? Because that's I don't even know what that
I do know.
You laughed and
it's very common, actually. There's a lot of women who experience that. Pregnancy comes with a lot. People think it's just the belly, and it's so much more than just your belly. You can get fluid overload, and it can entrap your nerve in your wrist. And so they call it mommy thumb or mommy wrist. And so it's actually really, really common. So just gentle, I don't know if y'all can see me. Let me back up a little bit. So like gentle wrist rotations like this are really good. Just flexing your wrists like this are good. If you get down on the ground and put your hands like this, but on the ground and kind of stretch the ligaments right there, that's actually a really good thing. Talk to your doctor as well. Like if you start doing the stretches and you notice that you're not getting any relief, it could be something a little bit more serious. And some women do have to wear a wrist brace because of that. It's the same like with carpal tunnel. So you might have to do that. So do those stretches at first. If you don't notice a difference, please go see your doctor.
Perfect. Good. I never even, thank you, MZ. Angie,
very common, unfortunately.
Is it true that you don't, no, we'll keep going past that. That's a pumping question. Okay. So let's see what else. Sample meals in a day. Do you have do you have meals? Like what is your, I just wrote down like what, and we kind of got jumping into it, but look, what is your smorgasbord? Do you have one-on-ones, meal plans? Do you do groups? What courses? Like what do people,
so I have
what's in your suite of tools?
And I do meal plans as well. I actually offer a nutrition guidebook that goes over everything you need to know after giving birth, the foods you need to eat. I call it the postpartum healing diet because a major part of your healing is your diet, is not just exercise. So I do have that, and I am starting groups in May. And so I'll be starting that soon. I wanted to get through my certification first before I added something else to the load. So I will be starting those in May. So I will be doing that. So a sample meal, I, in the morning for breakfast, love oatmeal. It is something that is very filling. It's also rumored, you know, there's a lot of foods they say that can help with supply. The jury's still out on that, but oatmeal is one of those. Granola, like parfaits with get whole fat milk. Don't do low fat, whole fat milk. I do smoothies in the morning as well. I do have a guidebook on smoothies as well. My go-to smoothies to help with healing your core after giving birth. And then also make sure that you do snacks. So you want to have at least 4 to 6 small meals a day. Okay, not 3 meals. You want 4 to 6 small meals a day. So you want your major meals and then your snacks in between. So I snack, it'll be like a parfait, or I'll do fruit. I love fruit. So I'll eat, you know, some of those hydrating fruits. For lunch, I typically do a rice bowl. I live by them because they are so easy to prepare. I'm so busy. So it's something that I can make that lasts. So I make sure that I have lean protein, so like chicken, ground turkey. I do vegetables as well with that. Sometimes I might do like a high protein salad as well. And then I'll do snacks. I'll do, for my snack number 2, I'll do carrots with like hummus, peppers. I do guacamole with vegetables. Trying to think. Sometimes I'll get like those peanut butter, I can't think of the name of them, but they're like these peanut butter bars that I'll have to find the name of them, but they're really good. They're like 27 grams of protein because you need a lot of protein while you're healing your body. So I do those as well. And then for dinner, I'll have, I don't know, it depends on what's going on with my family that day. But for the most part, I'll do like chicken with some veggies and sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. They're really good during pregnancy and after. Zucchini, broccoli. I do a lot of vegetables. But there's sometimes I just eat pizza because my baby loves pizza. And so I'll do that as well. But then I'll end the night with like some yogurt and granola and berries or something.
Love it. So we have another question. My child kicked me so much in one spot.
Yeah.
How to retighten
your
my
core will be weak whether your kid kicked you or not. That is what's going to happen. When you brought up that diastasis before, it's abdominal separation that happens because your uterus is growing. And so those 2 rectus muscles that go down the middle of your body, they literally separate and pull apart. And a lot of people don't snap back, right? That those muscles don't come back, and it just stays loose. And so your core is extremely weak. Number 1, belly breathing. Do that as soon as you can. I'm going to get into this myth really quickly, if that's okay with you. A lot of people think that you have to wait 6 weeks after giving birth to exercise, and that's just not the case with everyone. After a C-section, it's probably best to wait, but there is some simple things that you can do, such as belly breathing, or the core breath. I do have a video about that on my page. So that's the number 1 thing to do. Number 2, start working on inner core and pelvic floor exercises. The bird dog, dead bug, heel taps, all of those are great exercises. I see you looking like that. All of these are on my page. So they're all spelled out. It shows you everything that you need to do, but you want to coordinate those with belly breathing. The reason being, your pelvic floor and your diaphragm are connected, as well as your transverse abdomen. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little technical with y'all, but those are the muscles that wrap around your belly, and then something called your multifidus in the back. they all work together with the diaphragm. And so your belly breathing will help with coordinating that, which will eventually help with tightening that as you're doing the exercises. I'm sorry, I mean to get super technical with y'all, but
doesn't matter how far, because I'm sitting here like I'm looking for these group classes for you and this nutrition guidebook. So don't be surprised if you see a purchase from Home with Purpose, because I need whole life together. And when I get my snapback going on, because I can really get my, I'm gonna be like, who helped? I don't think I'm gonna get back to a size 2, but I'm 4, 6, just depending on how I feel. Like Maria over there, Health Mom, has got me all together. And I keep telling my community I'm coming back. But doesn't matter when you start doing this stuff. Like, should you? I know we're talking like right after birth potentially, but 2 years in, is this helpful?
You can go 5 years after. I started working with a mom. Her youngest is 4. We started working and she's already seeing results. I have people seeing results within 2 weeks of doing it. Like, I mean, you know, after you give birth, your core is so weak. Like, you feel it. I felt it, and I stayed in the gym before I got pregnant. During pregnancy, I went to lift up my car seat and I felt my core like literally sink in. I'm like, oh, like I'm really, really weak. And so that weakness, it just stays there, but you can do something about it. Like, anytime.
I just want to, because like I had a C-section both times. So like, does the abdominal separation
doesn't matter? It's not. It has nothing to do with your delivery. It's about your growing uterus. So as your uterus expands, those muscles separate. So if you reach full term, you will get diastasis no matter what. There's like studies that show like 60% of women, 100% of women who reach full term will get diastasis. It's just if they snap back or not. Majority of them, they don't snap back, but some lucky women do. I didn't. I had 2 finger separation.
So then what's the terminology? So like my C-section, I have like the pudge at the bottom. That's
diastasis. So people call it mom pooch. But it's just a result of the weakness because those muscles are loose. They're not together like they're supposed to be.
You're telling me that even now I can work with you to get rid of it. I'm gonna keep going through these questions, but Maria done got a client, so because that's like I like it. Like, I have an amazing C-section scar. My second time, so I want to be in the. I'm not saying I'm gonna be on the gym on the beach for the 2-piece, but I'm just saying that. No, like I was just like, oh, it's been 2 years. I thought like I was just stuck with it being.
Yeah. Like I said, I started working with a client 4 years postpartum, and she's already seeing results. So,
listen, I'm sorry. Back to the people on here too. Sorry as well. Someone asked you what's in your go-to smoothie.
Oh, I have 2 of my favorites. So I have my morning smoothie and I have like my afternoon smoothie. So my morning one, I do frozen strawberries, frozen mango, a half of a banana, 1 cup of oat milk or whatever your choice of milk is. It doesn't matter. Flax seeds, chia seeds, and that's it. That's my go-to morning one. For the afternoon, I typically work out during the afternoon, so I'll have a post-workout smoothie. So I'll do oat milk, protein. I saw somebody was asking about pea protein, whey. I use whey protein. So I use whey, but it doesn't matter. You can use whatever you want. Just look at the quantity of grams is what you want to look for. And so I do that with a banana, half a banana, and peanut butter, and that's my go-to. Fresh. So the banana I use fresh, but the fruit I do frozen.
So where's your go-to store of choice to get it?
Yes.
You know, you'll be on
It does.
Purpose.
So I go to Costco. I'm a Costco girl. I buy in bulk, especially for my frozen fruit. We're actually about to buy a deep freezer right now because I'm stocking up. But like wild blueberries you can get from there, which are a healthy alternative for, just the regular blueberries. They tell you to get wild blueberries. I get the frozen whole strawberries. I get frozen mangoes from there. And research shows that they're still healthy to get frozen. So I definitely go to Costco for that. And I go to Aldi. I don't know where y'all are from, if y'all have an Aldi or not, but Aldi has some of the best produce at a good price.
Good to know. Then you answered the whey protein or the pea protein. Now someone asked, is it okay to drink? Y'all saying some names I've never heard of. Is it okay to drink Premier protein?
I'm a fan of making my own protein just because I know exactly what's going in it. Like with the ones that already come packaged, Premier is just like what's the one? It's another one that you probably heard of, like Boost or something like that. It's just another name brand of protein shakes. But I'm a fan of making your own. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like they put a lot of fillers in the ones that are pre-packaged, and sometimes that can cause like bloating. I'm all about gut health as well, so that can cause like bloating and all that. And so I tend to stay away from the pre-packaged ones. That's just, like I said, my personal opinion.
Okay, perfect. So someone just asked, what are some good meals to prepare and freeze? I love this question now before baby arrives. Like,
yeah,
a
lot of people do that actually, because you know, once that baby comes, it's madness. So you do not have time all the time to make your meals. So a lot of if you look at any like meal prep things, like look on Pinterest or something like that, they have those like I said before, those rice bowls, clutch. So you can freeze, you know, the veggies and the protein. So if you're doing chicken or ground, whatever you're using, freeze that, and then it's just super easy to make the rice after the baby comes, and just do that. That's something that's very easy to prep.
You put me on a game. I mean, because that's where the bad eating starts to come in. Because then, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm telling myself, you know, we were at the fast food or something quick, you know, whatever's near us, like just to go run out, which is even more expensive. When I'm talking about buying food is expensive, but you know, and like that's where the bad eating started, when it's just quicker to run out, you know. Because back in the day, if you live near family, people can come drop off stuff, but that doesn't always happen for a lot of us. And if it does, it stops
that first 2-3 weeks, and then people be like, all right.
Are lucky. You be lucky if you get a couple days that, you know, of it. Grandma come to the house.
So some people actually gifted us DoorDash, like credits or money or whatever. And so you can find like healthy options on DoorDash as well, or Uber Eats, whatever y'all use. So there's healthy options on there as well. So that's another good alternative to use.
Good to know. You may have answered this, but is it okay to drink Premier protein for helping with protein intake and pumping supply? I think you kind of answered that, like you prefer to make your own, right? Yeah. Okay. If someone just asked, what should I look for or avoid when buying store-bought protein shakes?
So you don't want to look for, you want to look for labels that don't, or look at the nutrition facts. You want to make sure they don't have a lot of fillers. Sun Warrior, I'm going to shout out a brand. Sun Warrior is one of my favorite ones. And it's actually safe to use during pregnancy. There's one that's safe to use during pregnancy. It like doesn't have like BHG or something in it. It's just the plain, don't get flavored. Try to get the unflavored one, the Sun Warrior. It doesn't have a lot of fillers. It doesn't have a lot of those ingredients that your body just doesn't need. That's my go-to one. That's my favorite one. So yeah, I'm gonna shout out a brand, but yeah.
No problem. Yeah. Oh, can you find it in a regular store?
So you can find it in a regular store, and Amazon has it as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Sun Warrior.
Because I missed it. I'm sitting.
Sun Warrior.
What'd you say? All right. Sun Warrior. Good to know. Someone says, so weak, my back hurts. So do you find weakness also is causing the back as well?
I don't know if you were on here earlier, but there's something called the Core 4. Okay, and I'm doing like this because it's literally like a canister. Like, so imagine this is your body. So in the front, you have, around the sides, you have what's called your transverse abdominis, which are your inner core muscles. You have your diaphragm at the top, you have your pelvic floor at the bottom, and then you have something called your multifidus, which is on your back. So if something in the system is out of whack, then it can cause pain. So your inner core is weak. Your inner core muscles are weak after having a baby. So it will cause problems with your back. That is very common. Weakness in your back and your hips and your pelvis due to a weak core. Yep.
To know. You are giving us so much game right now. I feel like I'm talking on purpose. surface all this
I'm glad to hear that.
I, listen, you are on it. So someone says, I think this, we're going to see. So my baby is 8 months and I've noticed a huge decrease in my milk production. I eat very healthy, drink lots of water. I'm pumping every 2 hours. I mean, if you could just, I guess, not the, all of the milk supply piece of it, but are there times where your diet or health aspects can, you've nursed and pumped. So, are there times like, you see that more with certain people? I know you kind of mentioned the diet, but do you see that often, or what are your thoughts there?
So from my perspective, and from the women I work with, it just varies so much. I know sometimes women, when their cycle starts, because, after you've been pumping for a while, your cycle, it's gone, which is one of the great things, but then it comes back. And so, those hormone levels can play a role in that milk supply as well. So when that comes back, that can be a factor. But like I said before, the fluctuating hormones, that can play a factor. So it's not, we all know that milk supply is not just diet. So there could be something else going on there for sure.
Yep, for sure. So knee pain. So I want to ask you, do you notice, I feel like my knees, like the stairs, something, you wake up. So I would finish pumping and I would try to go down the stairs.
Yeah. Knee pain is extremely, extremely common. There's actually some research going on about arthritis after pregnancy. And so the thing is, when you have that extra weight, and depending on how much weight you gain during pregnancy, it's putting pressure on your joints, especially your lower body. And so knee pain is extremely common. As the weight comes off, it can help with relieving some of that knee pain. Something good to do are squats. Make sure that you are using proper form though. That's what was really important. People complain of their knees hurting when doing the squats because they're not using the right form. But squats can actually help with knee pain if done correctly. But like I said, once that weight starts to come off, typically we see a decline in knee pain.
Good to know. Then you talked a lot about protein. So I'm a vegetarian overall. Do you offer, because I'm sitting here, I'm on your website on my computer right now. So do you offer options that are, and I get it, some people are like, no, I only do, meat-based plans. Do you offer substitute options? I mean, substitute meat options that I have in my household, but do you offer that as well? Or do you, if someone is a vegetarian, do you, tell them to do whatever protein, whatever meat substitutes they use, and you help plan everything else?
I work with vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, omnivores. I work with everyone. So yeah, I do not discriminate at all. Yeah.
Sitting here on the website now, y'all. Then, in the community, I mean, we didn't roll through the questions, so I don't see anything else. I definitely want to be mindful of time. So let's, I'm gonna give about 30 seconds to a minute if you got something rolling in. But if someone wants to work with you, because that's where I'm at. It's like I said, I feel like what we're perfect. You got a lot of amazing information. Like I think the smoothie and snack ideas. What do you recommend? Like someone coming to your site, like where you recommend us starting? What do you, because I see, I know you're gonna start the group classes. I see some ones. Like, do you feel? Because I'm all about personalized care. Like that's my number one. But I know everyone doesn't always do that. So I know you're starting the group whenever that happens. But like someone's coming to your site, like where do you recommend starting? Like what's your jam? Yeah. Like what do you? I know everything's your jam because it's on your website.
So number one, learn more about me. I always say if you want to work with someone, learn about them. So go to the About Me page, hear my story. Number two, join my mailing list. I offer so many tips. Like if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see where you can join the mailing list. I offer so many tips to my mailing list people. I do Health Mamas Mondays. So I try to do something every Monday. I say try because sometimes life, but I definitely offer tips. And then all my new offerings, I do update on the mailing list. So do the About Me, join the mailing list, but then sign up for one-on-one. That is the whole reason I got into this. You see all these people that have programs, and a lot of people do enjoy, the self-paced things, especially as a mom. Like it's just easier to do that. But one-on-one is my jam. I love building community. I love building rapport with people, really helping people through it. My clients, they say how they tried a program before, they look up, exercises on Pinterest or Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and they do the exercise and they don't feel like it's really beneficial until they start working with me, and I guide them on exactly what to do, because it all has to be coordinated with the breath. And they're super simple, so people will just kind of fly through it but don't see anything as a result of it. You know what I mean? They don't see any progress. And so I really value that one-on-one with me. But then also check out the guidebooks as well. Those are really beneficial. I spent a lot of time on them, a lot of research, just finding out exactly how to eat after giving birth, during pregnancy, and then it's over 100 recipes as well in each book. So
awesome. So with the virtual,
yes.
Is that the one-on-one, the virtual training sessions? So where does that start? Does the first one like more of getting to know, like, is there an intake form, getting to know all those things first?
I'm sorry, I
and
didn't cut you
off.
So on my actual website, there is a form that I want you to complete. And within 24 hours, I will email you and then set up that initial evaluation. And then I'll have a couple other things for you to fill out just so I can get a better idea of you. But during that first session is definitely just about this assessment. So I look at if you have diastasis, I show you how to self-check. I talk about if you have any pelvic floor dysfunction. We discuss your diet, your habits, all that. And then I also start off by giving you some corrective exercises to do on your own. Because as much as I help you, like, the journey is on you, you know, like, you have to stay consistent. You have to stay on top of it before you can actually see results.
Okay. And then is it usually on, I know it's all probably dependent on the person, but if your ideal client, like, is it monthly, weekly, like, as the continue? I know it depends on the person, but like, for some see the results, like, because you know how that can go, right? Is the recommended plan
I
follow?
I have monthly plans, like, and we meet virtually once a week, but I lay out for you what to do for 4 weeks. So if you keep subscribing each month, you'll get a new plan each month. So I lay out everything that you need to do. And then I also include the nutrition book as part of that program.
And on average, like, working with you, heard you say people won't listen, because I was listening. Yeah. People start thoughts.
Yeah, so I started working with someone. She's 6 months postpartum. And she is, like I said, she's on it. Like, she is doing the exercises 5 times a week, and she already feels her core getting stronger after 2 weeks. So she's on it though. So that's why I said you gotta stay consistent.
Got it. So I don't see any other questions rolling in for Maria. Maria, anything we missed that you feel like, you know, you want to tell us about? Before we close out this part, I just want to be mindful of your time.
We covered
as well.
a whole lot in this short amount of time, but I just want to really encourage moms on this journey. Like, please don't be discouraged. Your body, like, I know we get pressured by society to snap back, and that's why I was talking to you. Like, you know, we're not rushing the snapback journey. We're not doing it. It is a journey. It was a journey to grow your child, your baby, and it's going to be a journey to recover. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't rush through it, and then make sure you stay focused and stay consistent as you go through this journey. Yes.
Thank you. So this will be saved on my page as a staple in my page as well. So if you have, you know, let people know about this live. I'm going to go to my stories and talk about
we talk about a lot of good stuff. I really appreciate you.
Maria's got a client because I'm on her website now, because I'm getting my whole life together, and it's not working with me sitting, doing consults all day. I sit down a lot. I bought a desk, I bought a treadmill to put under it to walk. Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, a lot of people working from home, we got all these sedentary jobs, like, you got to get up and move. I tell my clients, especially my pregnant clients, because if you sit for too long, you will really start to hurt. Get up, set a timer for every 30 to 45 minutes, and just get up, move around, and then come back. Put a reminder. You got to.
I don't feel like myself, but I know I need to push. My husband and I, we keep saying we're gonna get our lives together, and we just every week and we haven't done a thing. So any other questions for Maria? I'm gonna give it 30 seconds. I don't see anything coming in. So I have thoroughly enjoyed this session. You have been amazing. We met through a mutual person. We both know was still in Cincinnati, and she's my sorority sister. And I knew I've been following your page, and I was like, I need to bring this to the community because we need some safe spaces and places, to learn about postpartum fitness, what to do. Like you gave some gems over here. Like you was out your smoothies and all the things, and there's recipes of how much you do, and you look amazing. So if y'all haven't visited her page,
thank you.
Listen, you look amazing, and just encourage others to not compare yourself to anyone else's journey, but if like someone is doing something that you want to aspire to, there's nothing wrong with following what they recommend because you got the sauce, you've done it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
we're here to help.
Amazing. And so all the top shows that you were doing with your child, and I'm starting paying more attention because I need to get my whole life together. So kudos to you. You have so much amazing stuff on your page already, but you gems today of things I didn't even think about. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. It's been amazing. So I thank you so much for doing this for the Pump with Purpose community to just provide another safe space and place when it comes to getting
more than welcome. I really appreciate you reaching out to me. I've been following you since our mutual acquaintance that said something. I refer people to you all the time, like women who want to pump. I'm like, go to her page. Like, just definitely listen. So I greatly appreciate you, and thank you so much for having me on here. And I hope people really benefit from this. And I'm here. My DMs are open. So if you need anything, if you think of a question later on, you didn't want to put it, in the chat, I completely understand, but I am an open book. Please reach out to me. I'm here to help.
You are. So thank you for your time today. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to stay on for a little bit to anyone that has questions for me. But thank you so much for your time. And this will be saved as long as Instagram not glitching. Because you know how Instagram over here. It's going to be a permanent spot on my page. I will refer people to it when they need it because I don't know the answer. I don't even want to pretend to know the answer. So I ask them to someone. So congratulations on all the things that you have to come. Getting patient. I mean,
thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And we'll be talking soon. Okay. All right.
Yes, you will. So you already seen, I already got my email back. So
thank you too.
Have a great day. Hey community, so I'm gonna go all the way back up. I know there were some questions that people are even still on. I'm not gonna be on much longer because I don't want to make this really long for people to watch this later. But this is the part I'm gonna see about answering some non-postpartum fitness questions. I know some of those came along, so I want to make sure that I grab those. That were more for me. So is it okay to start pumping before birth to help kickstart labor? So on this platform, I don't support or provide care for harvesting colostrum before birth. That's just a personal thing for me. There are people that do so. So definitely first, before you follow and ask anybody on Instagram, you want to check with your doctor first that knows your history and background to make sure that they clear you to harvest colostrum. Anything stimulating your breast, either by a pump or hand expression, can cause the uterus contraction. People can say, oh, well, you could do other things to have fun and do so, but everyone's body may not be able to handle that. And I don't know with 60,000 plus followers, so I don't give that information out, but there are people that support harvesting colostrum before birth. I would highly recommend making sure you talk to your doctor first. All right. Just making sure. I know it wasn't many questions. Is it true that you don't have a period as long as you continue to pump? That is absolutely untrue. It doesn't matter if you pump and or nurse. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to have a period. Your cycle's going to come back when it comes back. And that's just the way it is. There's no way to get it to not come back. Your body's going to do what it does. Both journeys got my cycle back at 11 weeks. I got my cycle back at 11 weeks. I know people that exclusively pump and they didn't get their cycle back until they finished pumping. It just doesn't, I've not found anything that's like, if you do this, your cycle's not going to come back. No, it's not true. I mean, the more you continue to keep your supply, I was still pumping 8 times a day and I still got my cycle back at 11 weeks. So, to me, I just feel like it's person dependent. It's based on your body. And I just don't necessarily feel like if it's something you do by continuing to pump. Now, of course, the faster you wean and not pump, of course, there are greater chances, but it truly doesn't matter for some people. You can still be pumping 7 or 8 times a day, and you still get your cycle back when it's going to come back. So just want to clear that up. Yep. There we go. Thank you, Yali. If you even still on, I hand expressed, and the next day I was in labor. Be very cautious. I'm not saying that that's a direct impact, but yes, hand expression can still cause preterm labor. I just want you all to be careful. Be safe out here in these streets. You are, following things and cool stuff to do on the internet can make people really, really, really regret that, because it's not safe for everyone. And so for me, I don't give that advice to do any type of hand expression or pumping before birth, because it's just not what you want to do. I know people can go into labor earlier and they're like, oh, it's after 37 weeks. So what? I want my children to bake as long as possible. I don't want to interfere with that in any way. And I just don't think it's safe for everyone. So I'm just not going to promote it on this platform. All right, let's see if I had anything else. I think a lot of these were for Maria. Just want to make sure I get down to the bottom. All right. Y'all had some great questions for Maria. I'm going to tell you that. Like, I love it. Nothing came in on the post for us. I was all worried, but y'all came through with the come through. I mean, when I have guests, I really want to bring people that I think you'd be very interested in learning more about, and you did not prove me wrong. So I'm making sure I get down to the bottom. Awesome. All right. I don't see, while I'm at work, do I wait for my milk to come in? While I'm at work, do I wait for my milk to come in before going to pump, or do I go whether it comes in or not every 3 hours? I'm only allowed 15 minutes to pump at work. Is that enough time? So, over here on this platform, it all depends. Is it enough? It depends on your baby's intake and your milk output. I mean, I don't know what you get in 15 minutes. I would not have the milk that I have if I pump for 15 minutes. And I don't care what part that is, but I have more long-term goals for my pumping journey. So, no, I don't recommend waiting till you feel like you have to pump. Once you're over 12 weeks, a lot of times that feeling to pump doesn't even exist. And sometimes, even if it is before 12 weeks, that feeling to pump may not exist. So it just depends on the person. So frequent and consistent emptying of the breast are so important. I would have a conversation with your job. If 15 minutes is not long enough for you to completely empty out your breast, because really it's not even 15, because you got to set up. I mean, if you're smart, you're going to go to work, set up at work, bring all your parts already set up. So when you get to the pumping room, you can just go time, but don't have a lot of stuff you got to like put together, wrangle, find the duck bills, all that stuff, have all this stuff already prepped and ready to go. But still you have set up, you have takeoff. So, I mean, even at your best case, and don't spill any milk, you don't want to rush. So that's at least 2 minutes on each side, possibly 2.5 each. And you're already down to a 10-minute pumping session. Like, that's a no for me. But again, it just depends. Some people, it's better to pump something than not pump at all. But if you want a longer term pumping journey, it would be a realistic conversation with your boss. I don't know how often you're at work. I have clients and we do their return to work plans. We try to figure out, you got a lunch break, so that's somewhere in there. So maybe the lunch break is longer, maybe on each side of the 15 minutes, it's that, and just hope so. That it works. It all depends on your career. It all depends on your profession. It all depends on your employer. All of those things really, really matter when you are returning to work, on what your environment is. And I tell people all the time, I can't take care of you. And all these people giving you advice, I'm not going to be taking care of you. So really having an adult professional conversation with your employer is very, very important. All right. If I had a hysterectomy and I will not be having a period, what other factors can play into my milk supply suffering at any time postpartum? I do not know. I'm gonna just tell you honestly. I help people pump with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule. When you get into more clinical aspects of having a hysterectomy being done, I'm not your girl. I can help you with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule, but as far as like hysterectomy and all of those things, I'm gonna say this is so much love. You're gonna want to talk to an IBCLC or talk to your doctor. Like, that's not my jam. That's never gonna be my jam. To help you with the hysterectomy part. I help with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule to make sure you can optimize your milk supply. But when it comes to that type of stuff on hysterectomies or tying your tubes, I don't have experience in anything that I can relate within my practice to. Tubal ligation, hysterectomies, any of those things. I have clients that may not be affected by it and some clients that may be affected by it, especially hemorrhaging, with them doing extra things after birth as well. It's very, very serious, making sure your blood levels are okay as you maneuver. You just really want to work with a IBCLC or your doctor on that aspect. With me, I help you with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule here all day, every day for that. That's my jam. All right. They have to give you 1 hour to pump at work. The Pump Act is out. Please check. Okay. Please know on this platform, the act is an act. There's the reality of it all is I haven't heard no hour to pump. But I have not read the Pump Act. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm all about having adult professional conversations with employees to figure out what you need. And if the Pump Act does say that, then great. But people still have real jobs that may not be all that conducive to that. And there's still a reality. People can work you out, start finding issues with stuff. So I'm all about trying to have realistic adult conversations to figure out what works best. Even if that means, like I've said before, finding you a pump buddy doesn't necessarily mean the person may need to be pumping, but somebody that can look out for you while you pump. If they're postpartum as well, that's a real pump buddy, and you all can cover each other. If the other person has to be, most jobs they just want the work done. Just depends on what job you're in though. Or somebody needs to take a smoke break. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you all to be very realistic in having those conversations and making sure that your employer is supportive. Some employers, you have less than a certain amount of employees in the firm or practice or job. It's just not always as easy as like the Pump Act said. It does exist. There are things that you can have those realistic conversations, but I'm not going to lie, if I have not know people that have been impacted by that demand to their job. And I tell my clients all the time, I can't take care of you. I just want you to be strategic in your way about going about things. So just want to be mindful of that. Can I pump more than 30 minutes? You can pump as long as you want to. I feel like over 30 minutes, something else could be potentially going on because your breast should be just about emptied in 30 minutes. If you are still having long breaks between sessions and pumping or something like that, that can be a sign that you're either in the wrong tools like pump or flange, you're not using the right pump settings, not using the best pumping technique. If it's taking longer than 30 minutes, if you're not doing, it depends on how many times you're pumping a day, you may need to be, going over, but all of those things are like best discussed because some people may need to, some people may not, but making sure you are sure about, emptying out your breast is what's important. How long do you pump for? So it all depends. My general advice is every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule. That's the 240-minute rule that I use in my practice for the first 12 weeks. After the first 12 weeks, it's all about what is your baby's intake, what is your milk output, and what are your goals. All right, let's see. All right, that's it. That's all the questions that I see for me. Going in, I still feel that I'm full after 30 minutes with whenever I feel like I need to pump again. You're not emptying out your breast, or something else is going on as an underlying condition, or your pump flanges are not appropriate for you. You should not still feel full after 30 minutes, and you should not be feeling like you're full again, or you need to pump again in an hour. Like something else is going on, and I'm not just saying it to say it. Something else is going on. And I would love to troubleshoot that with you, but definitely something else is going on. I cannot say that enough. You can't just buy a pump and think that you're using it, buy some flanges and think that you're using it. Holistic care plans, really understanding what your body likes to empty out, and really making sure your pump settings and pumping technique match your body. So those are all the questions that I see here. I'm not going to belabor the moment. This live How do I start jumping pump sessions? My son is 3 months old now. After 3 months, we have to talk through it. I don't know what your milk supply is, what your baby's intake is, and what your goals are. You will not ever see a schedule after 12 weeks publicly on this platform. So definitely understand the middle of the night pump is difficult. We would need to talk through that. Make sure you understand what the risks are if you drop it too soon, if you can drop it. All of that depends on everything that's going on, or your mental capacity. If you're like, I'm just drop it, you know, but you really want to be careful just depending on what is going on. And if you're going to drop at any point, you need to be making sure that you are maximizing what you are doing with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule first. You really want to make sure that you're maximizing your pumping sessions. So if you do drop pumps, you're still maximizing your milk output. So many people start dropping pumps and then they start losing like 10 ounces at a time. Lets me know that you don't know how to, you're not emptying out your breast to fully empty and what needs to happen to take place. And I don't put my brand on the line for that. So just want to let you know. What happens if you drop a middle of the night pump? Your supply can decrease, period. Point blank. Put 22 pins in it. I don't sugarcoat the truth for you. If you drop your middle of the night pump and you are not understanding how to fully and effectively empty out your breast each and every time, then your milk supply could potentially decrease. There is no question about it. Some people still see some decrease, even me, but it was not a lot, and I was tired. But you really want to make sure if you're going to start dropping that middle of the night pump, it needs to be with a full informed decision and understanding based on your body, where you are, what your baby's intake is, and what your goals are. If you're trying to pump, you know, 3-4 years, you really want to be making sure, and that's saying you're going to, or even over a year. Some of you all are following things that makes you not even make it to 9 months, or you start seeing these drastic decreases too soon and you don't even reach your goals because people are not telling the truth about how fast you're dropping things based on what your current baby's intake is, or your baby's intake is currently, your output, and your goals. So literally want to be very, very, very cautious and mindful of that as well. So this live will be saved even for non-subscribers. So most of my lives are usually saved for subscribers, but I am saving this one, Instagram working correctly, permanent spot on my page, because there were so many gems given out. I dropped for 1 week and see a decrease. If I incorporate again, I don't know, you know, sometimes when people see a dip and then they try to go back, it may or may not. If you are not using the right tools and effectively and efficiently emptying out your breast, you may not see the milk supply come back again. And I'm just being honest, not trying to scare you. It happens every day. So you really, really want to make sure that you are effectively and efficiently emptying out your breast to see a decrease, and just depends. So, but this live will be saved for subscribers. I'm sorry, will be saved for non-subscribers, will be saved for everyone with the Health Mamas. I also, am going live tomorrow, with It's the Carter Mom. We're going to be talking about starting Solids 101 with her, a registered dietitian. Like, when I bring people to you, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. I want people that are amazing at what they do. If you have not checked out her page too, can I say, like, I love people that's like Pump with Purpose inspired in mind. Like, their pages are amazing with a lot of information. I'm learning a lot from them. And it's amazing. So I want to bring that to you. I don't want people just like randomly posting stuff whenever they feel like it, and not trying to like keep you on their page, making sure information is coming out to you, making sure they can provide virtual support to you in case you want to work with someone. Because we all know, depending on where we live, caring always care. And, you know, having people that offer virtual opportunities to work with them is what I'm all about, because Instagram gives you only a certain amount, and I respect them for that, but I love their pages. I'm learning so much from them, and I'm just so glad that you took the time to come on, to hear from them, to ask them amazing questions. I learned a lot as well. So when y'all see the snapback come, I'm 2 years in, so I took too long to try to get the snapback. It's a wealth of information. So this live will be on my page permanently, and I just hope you all have a wonderful day. If you made it to the end of this live, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for supporting Pump with Purpose. I don't take it for granted. I don't underestimate your support in moving this movement and platform forward. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then my normal live will be back on Thursday as well. So I'm going live 3 days this week. And if there are people or topics that you are interested in learning more about, feel free to send me a DM. Let me know like the area of the topic, and I will do my best to find someone that helps to fit that criteria and work out something to talk to them, to get them on the live as well, to bring it to the whole community. Like I'm really focused, on my brand, but also collaborating with brands as well to make sure that I'm bringing you information that you can learn from, that you feel would benefit you on some part of your pumping journey in general. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you all tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do my normal weekend question box on the weekend, so plenty of places and spaces to talk to me and learn more in general about your pumping questions. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening.